want a beachhead. God damn it.
All right, you are live. Let's make sure we got audio.
Live in the dive?
Live in the dive.
Oh, more like an arcade.
Yes, live in an arcade.
All right, you're hanging out in the arcade. We are 5Alive. I'm Bobby T.
I'm Martin.
And I'm Krizza.
Feels weirdly dark over here, doesn't it?
Well,
First you had light, too much light. Now
There's
there's
too much. Well, you know what's weird
light's
though?
too low, and then that light's directly in my eye.
Is it because
it was
because some drunk slob broke the umbrella for that? Is that
I
what
think that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do have to find another umbrella thing for it because that drunk slob really did.
I can't believe I just did that. I gotta leave.
You're
I'm
done.
self-imposing.
You're done, son.
Myself.
Self-imposing exile.
Self-imposed ban. All right. Let's see what we.
So we have to vamp now while Bobby T.
Oh, that's
tags
true.
it up.
Yeah, you have to talk about
Tag
things.
Tag it up, son.
Talk about. Here's a topic: wrap snacks.
Ooh.
So I really want to try Trina's cheese puffs because.
I want the honeydew ones.
Do that!
I'm sorry, you're talking wrap snacks now.
You brought it up, god damn it.
I feel like like a few years down the line, there's gonna be some government warning
about wrap
like,
snacks.
Yeah, like all these snacks that you guys have eaten, be like, may cause birth defects, low semen count, and like.
That is absolutely what's going to happen. No,
look, if Sabora Soledad is brought back to me, I don't want to be right.
Make us false pregnancy readings.
Yes. Causes urine to glow in the dark.
Cheeto.
Just like
this Cheeto orange glow in the dark urine.
There's like a melted hole in your ball from your irradiated piss from wrap snacks.
Martin. Shut the door because I'm trying to sleep.
Fantastic.
And your piss is like illuminating everything.
I mean, it's like drinking Slurm.
That's pretty much it's Slurm.
I have no issue with this. Speaking of Slurm, there's a new Mountain Dew out there.
Oh, God.
And it's called Mountain Dew Ice. And it's essentially like Sprite Mountain Dew.
Mm.
And then part of me is like, I should really try that. And then the other part of me is like, I want to live past this year. So I'm not sure what...
You know what weird soda I tried the other... It was actually a few weeks ago, which, I stopped pretty much drinking soda for the most part. Because
you're a good person?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm a good person on the outside.
Exactly.
Someone walks down the street...
Dark core.
Exactly. Someone walks down the street and they look at me, they're like, that's a good guy, but they don't know what's in my heart.
So I've been watching a lot of comedians in cars buying coffee.
Oh yeah,
drinking coffee, and that is a thing you learn very quickly. Is Jerry Seinfeld really a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Just covers it up really well.
So I tried the caramel flavored Pepsi.
Salted caramel Pepsi.
It wasn't bad. It kind of tasted like Dr. Pepper. Weird. Like a Pepsi Dr. Pepper. Yeah, exactly.
That just reminded me, I kind of want to go to Cracker Barrel, talk about just like food that's terrible for you.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, we love Cracker Barrel because again, you know what you're getting when you walk in there.
Martin doesn't like Cracker Barrel because
right.
chicken nuggets are not on the menu.
No,
I don't like Cracker Barrel because I hate the South.
Oh well, you're missing out, man.
Cracker Barrel
it's you can throw down at that place. But
do you take your hair down and throw down?
I think honestly, because we're using the iPhone, it really light corrects. Can you turn off those lights? I don't think we even need them.
Oh, we need them.
I don't know, man.
I need to see that pretty face.
I've fooled them. It's one alive. All right, let's see.
I copyrighted that one alive.
Okay, it got a little dark, but it's really not the end of the world.
Maybe we
Hold on, let's see. Let me put the.
Maybe we can have the one light with the umbrella.
Yes, please.
Dude,
so I'm not being blinded.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's like legitimately okay.
You should probably take your hair down and throw it out.
I didn't post this in the Discord. I should do that.
Yes. Fancy pants, man.
Yeah, no, this looks like
I
way
haven't
better.
gotten a live notification. Interesting.
Fancy pants is awesome.
So you got no.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
It didn't pop up on my.
The thing I like most about Fancy Pants is on this side you're like, oh, that's just a horse wearing a weird top coat. But then as he turns towards you, he's like, that's a badass bow tie and that awesome mustache.
It's a
And then
really
he
good
keeps-
pony, dude.
He keeps turning toward you, and he's wearing a goddamn monocle.
He's
Yeah.
fancy pants.
He is fancy as fuck.
Yeah, no, my daughter absolutely loves those things. We're just gonna dive into clearance.
Let's do this.
Clearance was nuts this
Yes,
week. And
clearance was crazy, and if you can't find clearance toys, it's your own goddamn fault.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Farouk and just kind of saying that and I've mentioned this before, there's different moms groups that my wife is in, and there's people who complain like, oh, Christmas is coming and I've only got X amount of dollars to spend. Dude, for $50 this week, I could have made a Christmas for 3 kids.
Insanity.
So like
and then Farouk was like, "Damn."
Oh, he gave it a good damn. No, one of the things actually that I saw but did not purchase was a My Little Pony. It was the movie. It was a Sea Pony Castle or something. $100 at Toys R Us. Like really at Toys R Us, I'm seeing it for that.
Yeah.
I saw it at Walmart for $15.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like right there, okay,
Yeah.
15. And now I have $35 left.
Exactly.
And that you have like the present of the year for a kid, like in Chris's case, the Rhino, or I wanted Rolling Thunder. This would be that level. And then these.
I think hearing Farouk say "damn" in a live, like in person, has to be a top 5 moment for me. Like
for
just
life or for 5Alive?
No, for life.
Oh,
for life
geez.
experiences. It was pretty awesome.
It was awesome. Wasn't top 5. Jesus Christ, sir.
No, I've done some cool things in my life. So I mean, I've traveled and you know.
And that still made top 5.
I don't know. Seeing a damn live. Maybe it's because you've hung out with Farouk a lot.
Not a lot, but I've had my fair share of Farouk time.
This was my first.
It's your first.
Yeah, exactly.
He is intimidating.
Yeah.
And and you don't.
He started to talk to me, and I immediately was like, I gotta look down. I can't make eye contact with this man. Like,
you expect to be intimidating, like, you know.
Oh shit, that's hilarious.
I looked at him for a second, and I was like, can't do it.
It's like looking into the sun.
Yeah, basically.
The sun's gonna punch you in the face.
Because I'm such a girl, not an actual man. When I meet someone like that, like an alpha male who makes a living using his hands, just a huge dude, I know I'm going to be intimidated, but then on top of it, he also has that voice.
That's hilarious.
And he starts talking, and you're just like, yeah, please don't kill me. Like, what do I have to do to become your friend? Oh, just be near you? Great. Yeah. You sure I can give you money. I don't have much, but
Merch is offering up anything he has.
Take my child.
Just
rear him correctly.
No, and that's what it comes down to. Like, and honestly, like when I meet people who are better than me, I'm just like, I shouldn't have him. I start pushing my child towards them.
Take this.
It's like I said, you know.
And I'm like, look, I'm just gonna screw this up. He's 5 years old. His head is filled with things that I've screwed up. Try and correct them.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen either.
When we first met at Front Porch, when we did the live show for what was it, technical difficulties tasting, I shook his hand, and that's when we made the eye contact. And that was it. And after that, I was like, dude, I knew in my mind that I met the challenge. I rose to the occasion. I was like, dude, we made the eye contact.
And then you were like, hard. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like, what am I doing?
I was like, that's it. I can't look at this man ever again.
That's funny. Right now he's watching this back. I guarantee it.
I mean, the one thing I got on Farouk is the beard. So at least maybe I got something on him.
Why do you gotta bring it up?
Yeah,
there's no need for it. There's no need for it.
He's actually right now. He just shaved like the whole face, and I have been busting his ass hard for it. You know, I hate it. He's just got like the mustache and like you know, he has no mustache, no beard. He has like a little tiny soul patch. Even my mom, dude, Nana T's making fun of him, like left and right. He's catching so much shit right now.
That's a facial hair faux pas, man. Dude, just the soul patch.
Just no, like just this little piece right here, just not like a strip. But like that one little bit.
Nah, man.
Nah, man. Dude, it's gotta
the only time that's acceptable, which really was never. But I guess really the only time like you could think about it was you know, when you were in the 90s and you were rocking a pair of corduroys Some long hair.
I probably had one back then.
Yeah, some long hair, a pair of Vans, and you were in a hacky sack tourney. That's really, or maybe doing the devil sticks.
Oh,
the devil sticks.
Was there anything?
You can rock a soul
bigger
patch.
douche signifier in the '90s than devil sticks? When you saw a dude working a pair of devil sticks, you're like, I don't want to be that person's friend.
No, definitely. And I saw a lot of them. I went to the first Radio 104 Fest, so I saw a lot of them there.
I think that was sponsored by Devil Sticks.
And Rap Snacks.
No, Rap Snacks was not sponsoring that.
Oh God, the soul patch.
It was alternative snacks.
Yeah. You gotta, what you gotta do is when he's asleep, just marker some drop a beard on him.
It was Stone Temple Pilots Peas in a Pod, and then Foo Fighters. These are alternative snacks.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure the bassist of Pearl Jam rocked just.
Eddie Vedder definitely did.
Yeah, Vedder did. In fact, Matt Dillon in Singles rocks it.
So, all right. So talking about that kind of era of just terribleness, Mommy T and I were talking last night about just some really bad bands from that kind of late '90s, early 2000s. And the band Tantric came up.
Oh God!
She's like, "Who's that band? I don't really know." I said, "They're not terrible, but they're exactly what you think they are."
Yeah, they're like a
and
Nickelback.
She goes,
yeah.
She goes, "What do you mean?" And I went, "Well, I don't know the words to any of the songs, but I guarantee they go, and I play the song, and it's exactly that. Shit, I was just guessing.
Fantastic.
Like, this is the kind of band that's like every song they have. Like, it's like Creed. It's Stained. After Stained had one song called Mud Shovel.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
The rest.
Oh yeah, because he started
Steve
bringing out the acoustic, and everyone got into it, and everyone's just like,
they went on a road trip, and he learned how to play the guitar.
Yeah. And
so let's jump into some clearance. Actually, what I have right up.
I would much rather be making fun of terrible bands like Len.
Oh well, Beavis. What's funny is Beavis loves that song.
Oh, that song is the worst song ever.
He loves it.
There is a
Beavis who's currently at NXT.
Beavis who can fuck right off.
Right.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go down to where.
Yeah.
You owe me. Oh, Beavis, we love you, buddy.
That's you. Fuck him. There's a post-pop. There's a punk band, and I can't think of the name of them. They were Australian, and they had
The Living
End. Thank you. I love that band, but I know I shouldn't because they seem very corporate and terrible. But I still love them.
Yeah, see, I only know that one song, "Roll On" or whatever, which is the only song that people.
But that entire album, they all sound like "Roll On."
I got the feeling that they were like an Australian.
Oh shit, we ended up going down when it was.
There's
something wrong with the internet. Let's see. Well, don't worry. It was only us, Mal Y, and Mommy T, so I think we're okay. But let's see.
Our loyal but dedicated fan base.
Exactly.
It's weird. So now it seems like we're okay here, but
You seem sad.
You seem sad.
Would you like some
we
ice
just went
cream?
down for a minute.
I would love some ice cream. Here's
a bag of rock salt and some ice.
Right, cool.
Hey, you like Angelina Jolie? You think she's real sexy? Here's John Boy's ball sack.
You lucky son.
Alright, so we're going to jump into the
perfect segue into Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You're sad. You seem sad.
Martin, turn off the Xbox.
I'll turn you
That'll
off.
actually probably help too. So at Walmart right now, they are doing a massive clearance.
Insane. Making room for stuff.
Yes, they're basically just making room. So what has happened, however, is that their different areas are at different levels of discount.
Yes.
I was talking to Martin about this. It seems like the more urban areas, and this goes for Walgreens also, any of the more high traffic places and the more urban centers seem to be deeper within the discount than more of those remote kind of places that maybe you're going to hold on to some more stuff than usual. Luckily, the ones we've been going to are the
very urban
ones. And very urban. So, these were...
I don't understand what you mean by that.
I walk in and
just
I go...
like city centers.
Yeah.
I walk in and I go, yo, my man, where's your clearance at?
They're like, we don't talk like that around here, because you're in Shelton. For some reason,
in Shelton?
I don't know why. I went to Shelton,
Shelton,
saw a Confederate flag, and I'm like, you're in Connecticut.
Yeah, no, dude, you see that stuff all the time.
Yeah, so like I said, they don't say that in Shelton.
And the Northwest Territory.
Oh my God, it's like when you go up to like right over the border from Connecticut into Massachusetts, and I'm like, dude, you're in
Barnes.
You're in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
it's like,
why do you have a southern accent?
Why are you so right?
Again, it's that David Cross bit where just because they talk like this means they just might be from the down south or Bakersfield, California.
Yeah, it goes
Maine,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Or it's
everywhere. So anyway, these are the Forces of Destiny figures. We've talked about these before. We had seen these at different levels of price. I think when you had found them, they were at $5.
Yep.
When I had found this set, the single figures were at $2, and the double packs were $4 or $5 each.
Ridiculous.
So this is the Leia with R2, BB-8, and Rey. Those were that $4 or $5 mark. I can't quite remember. Grabbed Sabine. Actually grabbed a couple Sabines. These are going to be actually going to a friend who we've kind of talked about, like, in the past, like, look, we have this show and we buy a lot of toys with a little bit of money, and this is kind of that example. Got Jyn Erso, and these all have an action on them too. Like if you do like the squeeze the leg, the arm shoots up.
What if you sweep the leg? What happens if you sweep the leg?
Well,
you put them in a body bag?
Yes!
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
There you go.
That was pretty awesome.
That's it. I have to leave.
So we 5Alive guys, we will see you later.
Nothing is going to top that fight.
Nope. So,
oh my God, I'm so hard right now.
The table just raises up on one side.
I just get more and more depressed.
Alright, so yeah, though, these were, so you're looking at a grand total of $16 for, these figures came out at $20 a piece, and
30 for these.
Yeah, it was, I think 25 or 30 for the double packs, and then the Leia that comes with 2 outfits and a Wicket. It's actually a flocked Ewok.
Yes.
So, which was really cool. I didn't know that until I took it out of the package. So it's a flocked
Someone
Wicket
very
figure.
handsome found that for you.
Yes. How much was that?
That was $10.
That was the $10 one.
Yeah.
That was $35.
Yeah.
So we got the whole line for under $25, pretty much for everything.
Ludicrous.
So that is really, really insane. So get out there and check those out. Totally worth it. Sticking on...
Especially this Sabine.
The Sabine's awesome. She's so good.
Yeah.
The guns are really nice, too. Actually, they did a really good job with weapons on these.
Yeah.
And the helmet, the hair does not affect the...
The
helmet coming. So when you
awesome.
put the helmet on, they did a good job of placing the hair so that it kind of sits a little flatter. When you go to pull the helmet off, it doesn't pull the hair up with it, so the hair stays the same, which is kind of good, especially in a doll like this. Because this is more this is where action figure meets doll.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Barbie where it's a nude body and then you put clothes on it.
Yeah.
The Leia actually has the clothes sculpted on, and then the boots are separate, and I think the vest is separate.
So it's like when Marvel Legend, they did that for the old Marvel ones. Remember those?
Oh, the 10-inch ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just way better.
Well, obviously, those were terrible.
Those are the worst.
Remember that Aunt May?
Oh, jeez Louise. That was a KB exclusive.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, all right, let's clear those off. We'll go to the next part, sticking with Star Wars. So, these were, original price on these were $3.99 each. We actually grabbed a few in the past on GameStop's buy one, get one. So, I ended up getting Admiral Akbar.
That's a twat.
Of the Hot Wheels figures. Princess Leia, the Rey, which is actually a really cool car.
The only thing I don't like about this Princess Leia car is that the back hub or the wheel mold is supposed to be her hair buns.
Yes.
That's not.
It is.
Not
What's actually
cool,
good
in my
about that?
opinion.
It's really good on the Hot Wheels track.
Oh, okay.
Because the weight of those back wheels holds it down. So I put it through the auto. We have two different shooters. One, you pull it back and push a button. It's a rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the one where you put the power on it. And it's two wheels.
Yep.
It's really good in that because its weight keeps it down. If you put a light car through that thing, it just fucking rockets the thing across the room.
Which I do like the Jen Urso one though. The
Jin's
little
really cool.
Yeah, that one is pretty neat.
I like the hat.
Yeah.
It's very Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is the best way to explain
very
that.
rebel.
Very rebel. Very rebel. So, those were $1 each.
That's ridiculous.
So that Star Wars.
Is the Hot Wheels thing coming back as a collector piece? No, is that?
I mean, it always has kind of been there.
Yeah, it never goes away.
Okay.
Diecast is always there.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, there used to be a store in West Hartford Center. It was called War and Peace. And they had
they were
run by two
gigantic multi-ethnic wrestlers.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't. Oh yes, I get it because what we were talking about earlier, the NXT. I thought we were talking about
By the way, I just broke him.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of the same joke at the same time. It was the exact same thing.
So there was a store in West Hartford Center. It was called War and Peace, and they had like a really good. It was a collector.
Hey, grab me a seltzer.
It was a collector shop, so they had model trains. Those like really cool themed like chess sets and stuff like that. They had the Games Workshop pieces. They had model planes, but they had a ton of die cast, the 1 in 14th scale cars and stuff like that. Like a lot of those really neat toys, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term. And I just never really understood the appeal.
Oh, when I worked at KB Toys way back when, there was guys who would come in and just be there. I don't know if they were sitting out in their car watching us pull the boxes out, but we would really pull the boxes out and they'd immediately come and pick through for whatever rare ones as we were dumping them into this huge bin.
Yeah.
They come in. It was always great to mess with them because they were always super aggressive. So you could only bring out one box at a time because if you brought out a carriage full of them, they would just tear the carriage apart. Yeah. And it's like, I have to go over here and do this stuff now, and you just ruined my everything I had to do. So you'd have to bring out one at a time. And I would always pre-open the thing and take out the ones that I knew, bring them out, and they'd be like, "Oh, what the hell? This box is supposed to have X, Y, and Z." Yeah, man, I don't know. I just brought it from the back, and then I dump the thing, and they would leave, and then I go grab and then throw those into the bucket.
You bend them right in front of them.
See a little kid that was like, sitting there wanting to get whatever cars and go, here, you should buy these ones. And they're like, oh, these look great. And
I did that to a little kid. I was in the Torrington GameStop yesterday, and the mother was like looking for something, and the kid and she's like, oh, I don't know, we don't have that much money, and they had a Firestorm, and it was $10, still marked full price. I just handed it to her. I was like, this figure is awesome.
Yeah, it's the best figure here.
$10. And she's like, oh, thank you so much.
Oh no, I've definitely.
And then she called the cops on me.
Yeah, wow.
That's because you were like,
you're
down on one knee and you had your hand or arm around. You're like,
you were Donald ducking in the discount aisle at Walmart.
That's what I do at work when we get the mystery boxes.
Donald Duck the clearance section.
When we get those mystery boxes, I guess when they're put into the box, they're set a certain way or whatever. And I've had a couple people be like, oh, "Is this one, is this box, straight out of shipment or whatever?" And I've already rearranged all the pieces. And I'm like, I just got it, out right now, or whatever. And they'll pick through it and they'll grab whatever one they think is what it is.
Another Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And then you go straight out of low cash.
Exactly. I'm like, hey, it's random, man. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So another thing I actually grabbed, I'll go down a little bit of a Disney vein. Actually, what else did you get at Walmart?
So I got a ton of stuff at Walmart. I got these here. These are made by the loyal subjects. They're modern action vinyls. They had
so cool.
Street Fighter and G.I. Joe. These are originally $13 a pop.
Wow.
I got them for $3.50 a piece.
That's insane.
So I figured, let's open them up.
Yeah, cool. All right. So, which do you said you wanted it to be Firestorm?
No, I want.
I'm sorry, Firefly.
Roadblock?
I want a Firefly, Beachhead, or a Crimson Guard.
Yeah, I'd really like it to be Beachhead. Beachhead's always been a favorite of mine.
What about hard part? Is there a hard part figure?
There is no hard part figure,
man.
unfortunately.
So I actually have pretty much when we go play paintball, I just made all of my paintball gear to look like Beachhead.
Nice.
I even have like the full mask with that cut out and everything.
Nice.
What is it?
Copperhead.
Oh, Copperhead, awesome.
Wow, these are actually so much better than I thought. I'm gonna look for more of these.
Yeah, I want these. Yep.
Chun-Li.
All right. Oh, sweet, Chun-Li.
Nice.
We have quite the Chun-Li collection going.
Yeah.
Actually, I just recently found an old. Back when I was doing work with Art Asylum, we had made Street Fighter mini-mates, and we were doing work with Studio Udon, and I got them. They drew me a Chun-Li, so that's
nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so then I got a Cobra
You come
Trooper.
with 2 guns. That is so awesome.
Just a Cobra Officer, but either way, totally awesome.
Oh wow,
That's the
yeah.
gun that he came with.
Oh
It's
man,
like an
the
AK.
helmet comes
The
off.
helmet comes
Oh,
off.
wow.
Dude, these things are great. I really like it
I'm
more
going
than
to
I
look
thought
for
I
more
was
of
gonna-
these.
Oh, dude!
What?
Comes with file cards!
No way! That is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they're trading card size. So if you had a book,
Yep.
you could pop them right there in the book. Does kind of stink that I guess the back picture is all Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
That kind of stinks a little bit, but either way, that's awesome.
That is
Love file
It's kind of
cards.
a cruel joke that they're playing on you because they're all Snake Eyes, and you think, "Oh man, I got Snake Eyes!"
Yeah,
Damn it!
Ah.
Damn it, I got Lady J. I got Ninjak or whatever.
So
Quick.
Farouk's actually trying. My mother's saying that Farouk is trying to sign on right now and he can't. I don't know if you heard this, guys, already. Nana T, Farouk, that Krista is putting up there on his list of best things he's ever heard is my father saying "damn" live.
Yeah. Directly
the,
in the ear hole. It was fantastic.
So what he's talking about, if you go back to
Jizzed in his pants.
this, what the video we're talking about is the
Couple
Front Porch
times,
Brewing.
Yeah.
It's a Front Porch Brewing video for technical difficulties. We were there talking with the guys and just kind of having a fun time.
Yeah.
No, look at the bottom of the box. Flag point.
Oh, come on!
That is so awesome.
Dude, these are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that way more than I thought I was going to like that.
Seriously, I got some other stuff. Some WWE retro figures for
nice.
Bobby T's. Excuse me.
Customizing ways.
needs.
My wizard ways.
Yes. And
so
then,
yeah, I actually did find a couple of these also. When I found them, they were $250 each.
That's what I paid for those.
Awesome.
Yep.
That is
$250
insane.
each for those, and then I got a Loki for $5.
I had to. We were there, and it was like you're gonna have to
It's
get that.
$5, and I honestly got it simply for the build-a-figure piece. I don't like this Loki. I don't like the way it looks, honestly, but
My
for that
likeness
build-a-figure
is spot
piece,
on.
so likeness is spot on, which is why I think I don't like it. But
Because he's a
regardless,
troll of a troll face.
exactly,
so-
yeah. But regardless, for $5, even if I'm going to buy the other build-a-figure pieces without getting the other figures, that's what I'm going to pay online.
Yeah.
So
while we got 7 people on right now. That's pretty awesome. So guys, just want to say do like, share, and subscribe. All of our wrestling content will be on 5Alive VP Space Wrestling. That is going to be on YouTube. All of our wrestling content will be moving over there as of February 1st. We're also working on a WordPress blog, which will be, those videos will be embedded. You'll get updates in your RSS feed for that. We'll also, with that, I got to figure out how to just, I guess, post podcasts.
Yeah.
Audio-only podcasts. A lot of people had actually asked us for that. So hopefully soon we can get 5Alive VP and VP Wrestling. Just straight podcasts of this live show.
yeah.
And some of our other bits where we just talk about pop news or wrestling updates or whatever new toys. We'll be getting that in just audio format sooner than later.
Yeah. So, Krista, what are you watching?
Excuse me. I already had kind of, yeah.
His enemy mine. He's been doing that weird Louis Gossett Jr. alien species talking.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Dennis Quaid's reading it at the end. It's all weird.
We've already kind of discussed this before the show started. I started watching this show on Netflix. It's called Father Brown, and it's a mystery show of this priest who solves crimes.
Okay.
It takes place.
Does he use the Lord to do it?
No, not no.
Intriguing.
I mean, every once in a while, they do have like a confession thing, but whenever he does that, he's like, "Listen, like I'm not going to tell anybody," so he doesn't really. Yeah. He's just
sells you out.
He's just providing his priestly duties or whatever. The show takes place in the 50s in England. It's a BBC show.
So they're not really all that religious.
Yeah, exactly. What I find interesting about that is that it's a Catholic priest in England.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, why not? I don't know.
Yeah, Anglican.
Or make him like a reverend or not a minister or whatever. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'm bad at solving mysteries or if the show doesn't want you to solve the mystery and wants the big reveal
so
at
they
the
don't,
end.
Yeah, so they purposely don't give you enough information.
Yeah, see, I'm not. So that's the thing. I'm not sure because I think I've watched maybe 10 episodes of this show, and I've guessed them. I guess the person who the culprit is twice.
So are they just red herring you like really hard or what's?
No, I just don't. I don't get how Father Brown comes to his conclusions. Like, they don't really show a lot.
Divine intervention.
Maybe that's what it is. And like,
he gets on the phone with God. He's like, "Hey God, who did this?"
Maybe that's what it is. And
this one's really killing me.
Maybe that's what it is, and they don't allude to it. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if the show is purposely not giving enough information to be like, "Oh man, Father Brown did it again." Surprise! This is who it is.
So is it like? It sounds like it's a lot like Monk.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But there's a few things I do like about the show. There are.
I would hope so. You've watched 10.
Yeah, you've been here pretty deep.
There's a couple of very good like period episodes where they have like a German priest come to the parish and give a sermon and in
tries to take over Minehead.
Yes, exactly. They try to repair the relations between Germany and England and because the war had just ended and everything like that. So that was really cool. I liked that episode.
Was it a very special episode of Father Brown?
Yes, it was. Then they did one where they thought this little girl had radiation poisoning. And again, the 1950s, the nuclear era is just coming about and everything like that, and they didn't really know too much about it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's something that's topical to the time period of the show. Then there was another episode where there was a Soviet double agent and everything like that, which again was very.
You were rooting for the entire time.
Exactly. I was like, dude, that man did not do it. I don't care what Father Brown says. That man is innocent.
Screw you, Father Brown.
Exactly.
That man is a national hero, and that nation is the USSR.
Exactly. But again, another really good topical piece because that was rampant in the 50s. The whole spying and
Red Scare.
Yeah, exactly. KGB and MI6 or MI5, whatever whatever the secret agency is, and all that stuff. So that was really cool. Again, I just don't know if I'm really bad at solving the crimes, because normally when I watch a show, especially on Netflix, it's kind of like with you and OSW. You just have it on in the background or whatever, and you're doing other things. But I made it a point
of paying attention.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So I could be like, I'm gonna solve this mother. I'm gonna be the one. And I just can't do it. I just can't do it. The other thing I've been watching, actually, the other thing I watched the other day, I watched the Jumanji reboot.
How was it?
I liked it. I thought it was really funny. I liked Karen Gillan.
Oh, of course. How could you not?
Well, here's the thing. I liked her in Blue Skin. I was already a fan of her as an alien. I was like, yeah, man, hot alien. Yep. But I liked her just as much in Normal.
She's just super attractive.
Exactly.
When she shows up in Doctor Who, she's super attractive.
Actually, Farouk's asking, Father Brown or Mr. Brown?
Father Brown.
Father Brown
yes,
on
Father
Netflix.
Brown. It's on Netflix. Yes, it's a BBC show, and I think
my father really enjoys like mysteries and spy stuff, and so
one of the other shows, if you like cop shows and detective and mystery stuff, one of the other shows I really started liking up until they changed the main character was the show's called Murder in Paradise. It's a detective, another BBC show where this British detective gets stationed on a Caribbean island that's under British like jurisdiction or whatever, and it's fantastic because it's.
So is this during the 1700s?
No. This is like modern. Yeah, okay. This is modern times. And it's the the typical fish out of water guy. Gotcha. I mean, the detective's wearing like the suit and tie and everything like that, and he's in like 90-degree, 100-degree weather or whatever, yes. and he refuses to wear anything other than the suit because he's like
so he's British.
Yes, exactly. He's the utmost professional or whatever, and he's always dressed to the nines and everything like that. I really liked that show as well, and that had some really good mystery plots to it. The problem was that I think in the second season. They replaced him and they got another British detective to take his place, and I'm like, I don't like this guy.
Okay.
The other guy
was it a Doctor Whoing where they're just like, this is a different guy?
No. They made a storyline where that guy, the first detective, went back to England or whatever, and then they got this replacement. Okay. And the other guy is like way too casual. Like he wears a suit. But it's more like Don Johnson, like it's like that kind of light fabric, airy, like.
But do you think they're playing to the tropes where they're just here, and then next season will be
maybe I don't know. I just
next season it's a black dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's exactly like it could be like a black, and he won't take off his leather jacket, like because that's what like Shaft had the leather jacket. Every detective.
Next season it's jacket. Richard Roundtree.
It could be.
Which, by the way, if it is Richard Roundtree, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm watching. We're watching.
That could be the fact. I don't know because I couldn't get past it. I really liked that first detective, and I liked that that fish out of water story where versus this guy where he's like, I'm kind of native but still British. I'm like, eh. But Father Brown,
you like your full Brits.
Exactly.
You like your Brits full Brit.
Exactly.
Not half Brit.
Yep. But with Father Brown, I don't know. I don't know.
Just don't know how you feel yet.
I like the show. I just don't know if I'm bad at the concept of the show.
What you should start doing is start watching Murder, She Wrote.
I should, yeah.
If you can figure that out.
It's true. Yeah. But anyway, back to Jumanji. I did really like it. It was very funny.
Is this the Chris's show? Like,
sorry. Hey, you asked me what I was watching.
So, all right, so it's based around a video game, and from my understanding, they actually do a good job of like translating how it went from a board game
to a video game. Yes.
So, which my guess would just be the game itself is evolving itself to be playable in a modern era.
Yeah. It was good. The Rock was of course The Rock. Kevin Hart.
You know what you're getting.
Did he set anything on fire? Did he set his name on fire?
No.
Was he like, I'm The Rock?
Basically, no, not really.
No, did he go 20 minutes over and cost better wrestlers their time?
No.
God, that was the worst.
But
we're talking about WrestleMania where The Rock showed up with a flamethrower and then lit his name on fire to his song.
Yeah.
That's all it was for like 20 minutes. And
I thought The Rock did a very good job of not being The Rock.
Okay.
Because the character, the kid who chooses The Rock as his character in the game is like the typical nerdy, like,
so he's talking like him.
Yeah, so he has to be kind of soft spoken and not confident in his decision making and stuff like that. So that was really cool. The other thing I really liked about it was going back to just translating the game from going from the board game to the video game. But you could tell it was a Sony picture because when they introduced the main character, he's playing on a PS4. He's playing Street Fighter V.
Oh, they pushed him.
Yeah, and he's got Uncharted posters in his room, and he's got a Last Guardian poster in his room, and everything like that. So the product placement.
If that person walked into a GameStop, I'd hate him.
Yeah,
because he's a dirty Sony fanboy.
So, Martin's showing his allegiance.
Yeah, other than that, it was good.
No, I just don't like fanboys.
It was funny. I enjoyed it.
Microsoft fanboys are the worst.
Really?
They're especially nowadays, They are so blind to the truth. It's terrible.
Well, I don't know what that truth is, and we are going to move on.
Yeah. So I have been watching, as I stated earlier, I've been watching a lot of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which is really good. I've skipped a couple episodes, like my wife and I were watching it together, and the Sarah Jessica Parker episode came out. I'm like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
And she's like, why don't you want to watch that?
Is she
and I was
a comedian?
Like, yeah, well, that was my first thing. I was like, because she's not a comedian, and she has a horse face.
Now, do you have a thing against horse faces? Is that what
I
like?
do.
Are you like afraid?
Her and Nancy Kerrigan can go fuck themselves. So.
Oh, cool! We have a new subscriber.
Nancy Kerrigan.
It's Nancy Kerrigan. No, it's Bo Adams. So
Tanya
awesome.
Harding.
If you're in right now, say what's up in the chat. Where we are responding to the chat.
Yeah,
it's Tanya
Welcome
Harding. She heard my anti-Nancy Kerrigan stance. She's jumping right in.
I want to see that movie.
I, Tanya, it was good.
Right, so,
dude, I, Tanya was awesome.
Before you cut me off.
Yeah, excuse me.
The other thing
what is this, the Martin Show?
Son of a bitch, he talked for half an hour. The other thing I watched was an awesome movie. I cannot recommend it enough. It was a clear and futile decision, which is the creation. It tells the story behind the creation of the National Lampoon magazine and how the Animal House came about and stuff like that. It stars Will Arnett.
Forte.
Will Forte. Thank you. It was directed by David Wayne, and everyone famous who's in it. You're like, oh, it's that guy. Oh, that guy. Joel McHale plays Chevy Chase. It is
nice.
Amazing.
That's
it is
funny.
the role that was meant for him. Yeah.
So actually, a little tie into that, the Drunk, Stone, Brilliant, Dead, the documentary about making Animal House and all that. The show that I recently worked on with DreamWorks is one of the creators of that movie is one of the creators of the show.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool. Like when he first told me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I did the full editing and this and that." And I'm like, "Holy hell, it's an amazing movie."
So, anyways, yeah, definitely, I cannot recommend that enough. The movie was hilarious and really, really well done.
Yeah,
definitely give it a shot.
My mother was watching, just speaking of documentaries that were interesting, my mother actually was watching, I think it's on Netflix, a documentary about diesel cars, and the first episode was about the Volkswagen diesel scandal and everything like that. It was actually really, really interesting how they cheated the system and everything like that. And I don't care what anyone says, I had a diesel VW. It was awesome. It was my favorite car I've ever owned. And you know what? To get 500 or 600 miles out of a tank of gas, I'll pollute the earth a little bit more. I don't care. I do not care whatsoever, dude. Take it.
Chris is letting it burn the gas mileage.
Destroy the environment for all I care. You get that NOx out there and create that smog. But I am still only filling up my tank once every 2 weeks. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
So basically in the chat right now, Farouk is burning Martin for being a chronic masturbator. You're taking a beating. Like, I'm dead serious.
Called for. Is your mom at least defending him?
No,
wow.
No defense at all.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Nancy is not defending
Martin.
Martin.
I see how it is.
Farouk is just going at him.
I'm not sure where he gets his information from, but that's fine.
Clearly he watches you do it or gets reports. This is really getting weird. I don't know what's going on. Well, you do text him every time with a booyah. So
like,
you
can I
get
get a
like
damn?
15
Can I get a
texts
damn,
a
please?
day.
Shazam! Shazam! Can I get a damn, please?
Hey, Farouk, I just can't. Can I get a damn text?
Damn. Please stop texting. So, he just said, "Damn, I'm watching you." All right, so we'll go down a little bit of a Disney hole here because that was kind of a common theme in a lot of the clearances. One thing that I did not bring down here, I did find at Walgreens for $4.99 the Matchbox car cleaner. Basically, it's a dump truck, like a big street sweeper with a handle, and you roll it over the cars, and it actually picks them up and puts them into the bed. It also picks up small action figures like the ponies. It picks up Lego and Duplo bricks. So my daughter's been loving just like sweeping across, and you just see like a cut, like a vacuum.
You better be careful. Braun Strowman's gonna show up at your house. He's like, I want my child back.
I just want my baby. Like, motherfucker, when did you become Sally Fields? Give me my baby. So, fucking Braun Strowman. Oh my God, he's gonna get work tomorrow. So, all right. So yeah, Disney. There was a lot of Disney stuff. So. First things, and I'm headed to the parks myself in the middle of March. We're going to be flying down. My daughter is very excited for Disney World. She loves Daisy Duck and Mickey, Minnie, the whole crew. So these, they had these blind bags. They weren't really blind bags. They were just bags that had would tell you what was inside of it. It's a 1 point of articulation, like bend at the waist figure, about 3 inch. But I have Pilot Mickey and a Donald and Goofy are mechanics, plane mechanics, and then I just got Pilot Minnie from the same thing and Flight Attendant Daisy. These were $1.50 each.
Wow.
And these are full-size figures with accessories and everything. So this was really, really worth it. She keeps seeing it. I had to take them downstairs because she keeps going Daisy Duck. I'm like, damn it, you can't have these till we leave. So those will be for her to play on the plane with. Mm-hmm. At the Disney store, they had these, they do these PVC sets, so just clear that stuff out.
Don't want to take down the land.
Yeah, take those down. What they're actually taking down is those are the new Mighty Mugs. We'll get into those in a minute, actually. Now the whole head spins when you push down on the head, so you get these different faces. So these are normally priced at $14.99. It's usually 6 or 7 piece PVC sets. She's really loving cars right now, so these cars are normally $3 or $4 a piece. So automatically, I feel like this is $20 worth. These were $10 each right now. If you bought 2 or more, they were 10 each. So we grabbed that.
I've seen a package of these at work, but they were Rocket League.
The Rocket League ones, and those 6 cars are really cool because they have the codes to get stuff in game. So then there was also this mini figurine set. It comes with Clarabelle, Giant Hippo, I don't know what her name is. Daisy, Minnie, and then their animals, also $10 with all the glitter and whatnot on them. So really good deals. I'm really, really happy with them. So for $20, 12 figures. To stick with Disney, this was not on sale.
Don't feel bad. I have mine that wasn't on sale.
Oh yeah, let's do it quick. The things we had to buy. We'll take a break from the discount stuff. Had to. $12.99. It was actually $18 on Amazon, so I didn't feel bad. I got it at GameStop. Scrooge McDuck from the Disney Afternoons, or whatever,
Funko
the Disney Funko line, the 5-inch line. What's awesome is that the Funko, the Mystery Minis are basically in scale to these figures. Yes. So you're really not left out in the cold I've got these 2 different scale things. There's a Baloo, I think, in the blind boxes, but then there's also a 5-inch version. And the 5-inch is obviously better because he's just so much bigger. He's articulated. He's a bear, you know?
And the thing I had to buy for full price was that. I love this figure. It's Ares from the Marvel Legends Hulk Build-A-Figure Hulk series. I had to buy it. It's so goddamn gorgeous.
It's awesome.
Ares is an awesome character, and on top of it, it's $35 on Amazon right now.
Yeah, that was the issue that Martin kept saying to me. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, there's no other answer. You have to buy this. Yeah. It's the Cyclops, the Hela, this one. There's probably right now 10 Marvel Legends that aren't going down in price.
But the crazy thing is, it's just you can feel the figure. It's got so
heavy,
much heft to it.
It's just heavy.
I bought a couple of things at full price as well.
Oh, I bought this at full price today. Let's get it.
Give her proper.
Clear it all away.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Little Miss Bliss herself.
Oh, fantastic! I love it.
Oh, look how beautiful she is.
I love it.
So that is the Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss with the pink and blue. I actually did have a custom order for this, and I made ahead of the other one where she had the longer hair, and then realized afterwards, no, this is what he wants. So luckily, I'm at Toys R Us today, and there was 3 of them on the shelf. I just had to make sure that the eyes were all in the right direction. That always seems to be an issue for these guys. Couldn't avoid that one. Oh, and then this was from last week. I'm still gonna give it props. I absolutely love this figure. the Mortal Kombat X Scorpion. I originally said it reminded me of WWF. It's not. It's He-Man.
Yeah,
it's
we
straight
said
up
this
He-Man.
last week. Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yep.
I really do like it. So definitely get out and get them. $10 for a figure like this.
Yeah.
Same with that Scrooge. It's running at most places at $10. GameStop, everything's $3 more for some reason.
It's
so
the GameStop tax. That's what it is.
So I actually snagged a Mortal Kombat figure as well because I know you said you needed one for a custom work. So I grabbed the katana for you there, like $9.99, like normal and everything like that. Yeah. So there's that, and then.
Ooh, non-peg too.
Yeah.
Ooh, unpunched.
I went for the psychological, I guess, burn on this one because.
You told me about this.
Yeah, so I know Martin has a distaste for Alexa Bliss and everything.
This turned into a Bird Martin session.
Well, he was already kind of being a dick to me when I got here, so I guess
That's
it really just is one good turn deserves another because this thing you're not gonna be able to get rid of because it's something your son loves.
It's Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes.
Oh.
I got him. I got a Foxy plush. I know Martin.
That is insanity looking.
I know.
He is going to go insane.
I know Martin's child loves Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's, and they just released this blacklight plushie set or whatever.
Yeah.
They had another one that it was like a neon blue, and then the ears were pink and everything like that. But I thought he likes green, doesn't he?
Green's a better color.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I love my son so much that doesn't bother me in the least.
I
hate Five Nights at Freddy's if I see it just on my own, but because I know Rory loves it so much, I'm fine with it.
So today they had the
that's for Rory.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Funko. It's funny. The Funko figure.
figure.
I was at Hot Topic today, and their clearance is buy one get one for $1 on all their clearance. They had the Funko 5-inch Five Nights at Freddy's figures. Say that shit.
Yeah.
And it was Foxy.
There you go.
So anyway, no, they had the Foxy with a Build-A-Figure and everything. I was gonna get it, and I'm like, this is gonna be hilarious. Martin's gonna have to keep looking at this garbage, and then I'm like, I can't find another thing for $1. Like, I ran right into a wall. I'm like, you son of a bitch! I just want to burn Martin.
I saw that and I was like,
yeah, I gotta.
Farouk asked. He said, I didn't have time to comment on Martin's last episode. Tell him I have a car that I need moved. It's not registered. Can you help? Ooh, Farouk coming with the burns.
You gotta let me know next time you guys are doing buy one get one clearance because that Torrington store is.
I was just gonna actually say the same thing to you. That Wallingford Meriden store is looking good right now. On that buy one get one, and I think a lot of people need to be aware of this one. The lightsabers are in clearance right now. They're $100. They're between like $120 and $150 each. But on buy one get one, dude, you're getting lightsabers for like $75.
I want. They have the Matty Collectors. So Matty Collector did a thing where they took a Green Lantern superheroes figure and repainted it as the Riddler like they did down in South America, and it looks amazing.
That's awesome.
And they have it on clearance in Torrington, and they have the Silk Spectre from that Watchmen line as well.
Nice.
And I'm like, God, I could have bought that!
Those Watchmen figures were gorgeous.
I know.
Yeah, I was at... Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. No, I was just saying, I was at the Bristol GameStop earlier this week, our old place, and just the amount of collectibles that they had there.
It's crazy. Unfortunately, I have picked their clearance clean.
Well, that's the thing too. Is now you have people like us who are like going to each of these things, like city by town by town. We're hitting these things.
I was so close to buying my first arts figure, but it was something I don't care about, which made me stop because they had a Sailor Moon for $20.
Wow,
at Barnes and Noble, and I'm like, no, I don't care about Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
So
it's unless it's Gestapo trunks, I don't.
They did have trunks.
Yeah, nice.
Check your Barnes and Nobles because they do have a lot of stuff on.
You just always have to make sure you check behind the counter too, because they put so many of the high end ticket things behind the counter, and then
not in Canton. Canton, they's on the ground. They had that that Star-Lord for like $120. So figure out just laying there.
Wow.
This is really the direction these kind of specialty stores are going to now, because who's buying video games and who's buying books? You know,
exactly.
they need something else.
That
Baby Metal Pop T-shirt I found at a Barnes and Noble.
You found that one of the Baby Metal figures there actually too one time when we were together.
The one I needed.
So speaking of pops, real quick, for $3 today at Toys R Us. Toys R Us has a ton of pops, and you just got to really kind of look and be ready to go back and forth to the toy scanner.
Yep.
There were pops for $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, $6.99, and $10.99.
And also, Toys R Us is going out of business very soon.
Some of them, the ones that are going out of business, a lot of the floor model stuff is going to be for sale. So I was just saying.
I think the one in Newington is closing down.
Yeah, the one in Newington, the one
in North Haven,
Waterbury,
and Manchester in Connecticut are the ones that are going down.
Which I'm surprised, because the one in Newington seemed like it was always.
It's right next to Stu Leonard's. I don't understand. I go there every time, but you know. So anyway, for $3, I picked up a pop that Chris had already had, but I did not, and it is the Ghost, Space Ghost. So
I'm
awesome.
I'm so jealous. I'm gonna steal this. He's not even gonna realize.
So the other thing, I did get another one, despite the Kylo Ren controversy. I do need this.
I wouldn't say it's controversy. I would say it's more.
Piece of garbage
I don't know, man. You just kind of.
I parted that thing right in half, man.
He hard parted it hard.
Oh yeah, no, I hard parted it. So this is the Buzz Lightyear from the Pixar. This is the Pixar toy box. The Star Wars toy box.
Now don't part this one's torso from its waist there.
So regular price of this is $12.95. I absolutely love these figures. They have a really cool style. It's the style of Disney's Infinity, but in articulated form. One thing about these, there's a Spider-Man, a Thor, an Iron Man, and a Hulk. The Hulk is gorgeous.
Yeah, they're all awesome looking.
Yeah, the Spider-Man, my daughter saw it today, and it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the hell did she get Spider-Man from? Yeah. And then she wanted to get Spider-Man pajamas.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. Now, right now, she's a little in a PJ Masks, but I think it's becoming Spider-Man. Oh, it's becoming Spider-Man quickly. Yeah. Like, that's all it is. Go... In the West Farms Mall here in Connecticut, I don't know where else this is maybe happening. The Go Calendars, I believe it's called. Mm-hmm. They carry pops, they carry action figures, they carry a lot of stuff.
Yes, they do.
It's usually a little more expensive, but everything in the store is 50% off or more. So they had the pony blind bags, which we do love. We won't be opening these. These are for Baby T. But these were came out to $1 a piece.
Nice.
So we just picked all the ones off the shelf because we were going to get them anyway.
Maybe we can find a way to open them and then you can reseal them.
Reseal them. So another thing that was actually there, I'm just trying to get stuff for vacation that we have coming up. She's loving Lightning McQueen. This is almost like color forms, but they're magnets, and this is a little magnet.
Oh, that's cool.
For color form, or for these stickers. Yeah. So she's super into that. That'll be really fun to take on the plane. And then this. This is the Micromorphins, and what I really loved about this, I may have to go back and try to get some more. So it is a blind bag. I did only get one, so suck it, jerks. If I could ever open this.
You see how I bought one for each of us to open? I was considerate, and he's a jerk off.
That's me.
You know, I find that odd too. You say you don't want us to open these, but you bought 3 of them.
I
know. We bought 4 actually.
So pull it out on us.
So I kind of got a little bit of a dump of one, but it's this is for the new Ninja Steel. What's really cool about these is that the thing becomes like a little base to display the guys. I ended up getting the Zord for the Yellow Ranger, which is a like a dump truck, basically.
Look out, Braun Strowman!
So
Braun's a coming.
All over that.
Coming for that dump truck.
I need to nurse my baby.
Can't stop me.
I just want my baby back.
All right, calm down, Sally.
Still, I think my favorite part in the past.
This is the only time that Braun Strowman has ever been called Sally Fields, by the way.
Dude, that's still my favorite part of Raw in the past few weeks, where they're treating him like a dog, and they're like, no, don't do it,
Braun.
don't do it, Braun.
Yeah, that really is. It's like you're treating him like a dog. It's ridiculous.
Fantastic.
So,
it wasn't as good as the Universal Studios commercial with the Usos.
No, that commercial is the best.
That was fantastic.
So every time I talk to Baby T and ask her what she wants to be when we go to Disney World, it's usually Princess Leia, BB-8. She wants to be Rey. But I said, who should Daddy be? And she keeps saying Chewbacca. I have that onesie, but it's like the felt one, and I just go to a flop sweat the second I put the thing on. They had T-shirt style of a whole. It was on clearance for $12.99, and then it was like 60% off clearance. So for crazy cheap. So I'll be Chewbacca at Hollywood Studios with my daughter as.
You're gonna have to now when you dress up as Chewbacca. You're gonna have to play that Nerfer song in the background.
Chewbacca!
What a what?
Dude, with the phone, with the iPhone now, Bluetooth speakers, we got this. Yeah. So, yeah, that was really, really cool. And that's pretty much everything I got.
Sweet. Alright, so clear this crap up.
Let's see.
Especially this crap.
No, Alexa has to stay.
So I got the ultimate in bargain hunting. There was rumors going around that Walgreens,
a few of these too.
Walgreens had the Marvel Legends Retro for half off, $10. And I couldn't find them.
At $4.99.
Yeah, I couldn't find them anywhere. It's driving me insane. I went to all the Walgreens around us, and then finally I went to the Walgreens in Plainville, and I found this Iron Man and the Punisher, and I was so happy. And then Friday I went toy hunting. I went up to Torrington and Canton and Avon, and in the Walgreens in Avon, on the Avon Sinclair line, I found the Spider-Man and the Cap. The only one I don't have from this line that I want is the Wolverine, but I can live with that. It's amazing. I got all of this stuff for $40. These are $20 a pop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's insane. I was finding them. So in all of mine, I have everything but the Spider-Man and the Black Widow because I don't really care. If I can find the Spider-Man for 10 or less, I think I'll go for it. It's a figure I already have. I love it.
Yeah.
But it would be all for packaging at that point. Some stores are doing them at $4.99.
Yeah.
And the one I picked up a Captain America for $4.99 and I think that was it.
I like how
Cap at $4.99.
I like how it describes who Captain America is in English and then in like French and in Spanish. Yeah, that's great. I mean, he's Captain America.
America's for everyone.
It's true.
So coming up, something I'm actually a little excited for toy-wise, has nothing to do with any of this, is the Jurassic Park Pops. That is a day, March 15th, which is a day I'm leaving for vacation. It is a day we're leaving for vacation, leaving my house at about 9 a.m. I am going to be at Target at 7 a.m. when they open to try to get the Jeff Goldblum injured.
The sexy pose, yeah.
Sexy Malcolm. It's not a chase or anything, but there will be a line. There will be people waiting for it. That thing, I think it's gonna be $20.
Something, yeah.
It's gonna be 20 or 24. Guaranteed $50 the day it comes out, easy, and it may not move. Like,
I really like the Ellie and the Jeep, the pop ride. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So exclusive wise from that line, I'm looking at it now. So you've got Sam Neill. What did I just forget his name? Dr. whatever.
Dr. Grant.
Yep, we got Dr. Grant. We've got Nedry, regular Malcolm, a regular John, Dilophosaurus with the neck out.
Yep.
So those are the regular. That's basically the regular line. There's gonna be a 6-inch T-Rex, what looks like a T-Rex variant. Oh no, a Velociraptor.
Yeah.
The chase for this line will be a non-fanned out Dilophosaurus. That's for the standard line. For the exclusives, you have an Entertainment Earth 2-pack of the fully out Dilophosaurus with the splatter-faced Dennis Nedry. And then the one we were talking about is the sexy Malcolm, where he's got... So now he's kind of laying on his side, and there's no table or anything, so he might just be $10.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
May just be a side. They've been doing that, I noticed, with like the Cars figure. They turned it on its side, the box is on its side, so... I wonder if that's maybe a thing. They could.
Entertainment Earth is an awesome site, too, as well. If you haven't ordered any collectibles off there, I would highly recommend it. I got my... they did an exclusive for Goku as a glow-in-the-dark Super Saiyan mold. One of my 8 Gokus that I have. Yeah, I have so many. So yeah, check them out. Entertainment Earth. They've got some really good stuff on there. You know, exclusives, and then stuff that is anybody can order as well. You know, like not non-exclusives. So.
Mm-hmm. So what else do we have here? I think that's pretty much all I've got for toys. I think.
Yeah.
Is that all you got for toys?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so we'll just go on to what are you reading?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Honestly, I haven't really been reading anything. I've been
Philistine.
Yeah, you know, I've been watching a lot of stuff, and well, I guess technically I've been reading anime. I've been reading the subtitles for My Hero Academia.
Don't crush those G.I. Joe boxes.
Yeah.
I would like 2 of them so I can bring those guys home with me.
But yeah, I just there really hasn't been much on my docket to read. I should get back into reading manga again. I think there's some issues of Yamada and the Seven Witches that I haven't quite finished up yet. Just things right now are kind of a little chaotic for me. So I really just haven't had.
I don't know why that was in Loot Crate, wasn't it?
That was one the Seven Witches was an anime that I started watching and I really liked it, and then I wasn't sure if they were gonna do like a second season of it or not. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna read the manga and you know, just kind of figure out what's going on and stuff like that. So yeah.
So reading wise, I got a book I've actually talked about recently, the Saga book. It's the sequel to a book called Epic, where a piece of AI in an MMORPG becomes self-aware and realizes that, holy shit, I'm a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, when this world ends, I end, and that's not okay with him. He's a vampire, and he ranks up like crazy, and within the game, he's almost unbeatable. And it's kind of like Agent Smith almost. He wants to get out of the game.
Yeah.
He's figured out how to do it. And this pauper, more or less within the game, figures out how to kill him. And he rallies the army and everything. This book happens hundreds of years in the future from that moment, and an alien race, it seems to be, found this record of this game, and they remade the game, and then made a world within that game, and then they implanted the original hero, his like bio and everything into the game. So you have a person from 300 years ago who doesn't know that it's 300 years later, thinks this is all real, and so it's a really weird kind of. It's hard to read because you're crossing so many things over.
Seems like it's too complicated for me.
It is a little.
It's
very Rick and Morty.
I don't watch Rick and Morty.
It's very Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to understand that.
The other thing that I'm reading is a Star Trek Next Generation book called Cold Equations. The Persistence of Memory is book 1 of it. It's the Star Trek Destiny line. So I think there's 5 or 6 books in this. I bought this, then like put it down, forgot where I put it, and then recently I was cleaning up my room and I was like, oh, there it is, cool. So I'll be reading this. It's a Geordi and Data story from the future of post Nemesis. So Geordi has the eyes and everything. Data's dead, but the B4 character kind of comes into play in this one. So it's pretty cool for Star Trek fans.
Still reading the Doug Stanhope book. I'm almost done with it, and then I have his second book to read after that, which is called "Is This Fame a as far as I can memoir?" So
Nice.
No pun intended, totally intended.
Yeah. So.
All right, so we did. What are you watching? I never had to say what I was watching, which was really just the tie into what I'm reading is Star Trek Next Generation. Nice. I've been doing a lot of stuff around my house, so it's just kind of been on. And actually, Baby T falls asleep to it. She absolutely loves it. Nice. So, although it is funny, no matter what happens, I mean, she could be on the verge of sleep with her eyes rolling to the back of her head. The second she hears those violin strings, and then the horns and all the stuff from the opening to Next Gen, she sits bolt straight up, listens to the whole thing. Second it's over, head back on the pillow, ready to go back to sleep. So she absolutely loves it.
It's kind of opposite when I tried to watch Twin Peaks. I would hear the opening theme and then I would just immediately fall asleep. Yeah,
that's for me. That's Dude, Where's My Car? It's such a terrible movie. I've never seen the thing all the way through. I always fall asleep, and I fall asleep at the same spot, and I wake up at the same spot. I'm like, where's that 15 minutes of this movie? I remember I'd always see the end of it. And I'm like, how the hell are they wearing bubble wrap suits and there's an ostrich involved? Like, when the hell did this happen? And then one day I just skipped right to that scene. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's why I fall asleep.
True.
Just the worst. So, is that the Dude Sweet? That's the Dude Sweet.
Yeah, Dude Sweet, yep.
So, what are you listening to?
Let's see. What have I been listening to? Well, I've been listening to that Australian punk band, Frenzal Rhomb. I was listening to them last week as well. Still kind of getting into their catalog. What else? I kind of got onto like a weird alternative kick, and I was listening. Yeah, exactly. No, good alternative, not like not late '90s, early 2000s.
Modern rock.
Yeah. I've been listening to like Weezer and Bush and Everclear. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know how I got onto that kick, but somehow I just was like, you know what? I need some like good apathetic music, and there you go.
All right, I'm not too shabby. How about you, Martin?
I've been listening to a new podcast called What Really Happened. Mm-hmm. It's done by Andrew Jenks, who's a documentary director, and he explores, he takes a subject and he explores like what actually happened. And some of the episodes are, if you're into the subject, it's super interesting. Mm-hmm. If you're not into the subject, you're like, like there's an episode about Britney Spears and like what's actually going on with her, and I'm like, I really don't care about this.
Yeah.
But then there was an episode about Winston Churchill and his deep depression. I'm like, I'm super interested in this. So it's
people suffering.
Yeah,
I'm there.
It's real.
Pop music. Yeah. I'm out.
Yeah, it's real up and down. And then the new episode of the Dana Gould podcast, which is amazing, and 2 episodes of The Dollop this week. So
2, yeah. There was a regular episode and then a
Smile Up. So
a Smile Up, yeah.
So very, very happy with that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, music wise, it's just some Ben Folds. That's pretty much it.
So that's interesting. It sounds like Farouk here says bluegrass sounds good. So yeah, I'm with you. I listen to a lot of bluegrass actually. But there's this weird line on bluegrass. There's the really good, like I like the cowboy bluegrass, where it's not as much like noodling on the banjo, more like kind of the more downtrodden cowboy singing.
Yeah.
But there's also, when you get into that, suddenly it goes from like, I left my woman in Jesus, like it goes from that to, and Jesus he said my
you're like,
name.
No,
damn it. Yeah. Like I thought I was clear of it, but it just takes such a left turn on you. I guess a right turn.
Look, you can't get rid of him. He's always
my father's also saying that he's looking at Krizza and he thinks of the guy the bluegrass guy from Hateful Eight.
Nice. I'll take that. That's a good compliment.
I was going to say, bluegrass from Silverhawks? Double nice.
No one ever said that ever. The creator of Silverhawks.
I still want Silverhawks pops.
Oh, definitely.
Dude, in Chrome versions,
you're the only one.
Ones, which means not one.
Exactly.
You can't plural one. So,
are you really trying to pluralize the Lone Rangers?
So yeah,
they're not exactly lone.
Now that's a dumb movie that I truly love.
Dude, I love that movie.
Did you recently watch it?
I did because I was explaining the premise to the movie to a coworker, and I was like, I gotta watch it. Like, there's certain movies.
I used to masturbate
constantly. There's certain movies that when they come on TV. Well, maybe not so much anymore because I don't really watch TV much anymore because, Netflix and all that stuff.
But I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah. There's certain movies that appear on the television.
And you have to watch them.
Yes, and when they are on, I have to watch them. And Airheads is one of them, especially because when Comedy Central first became available, like, or I guess syndicated is really, more. It wasn't a paid channel.
It wasn't a paid channel.
Yeah, exactly. It was part of the cable deal.
Random hours.
Yeah. And Airheads was one of those movies that they always watched, or that they always televised. I was like, I've got to watch that.
A movie like that for me is A League of Their Own.
Yes, that's another one. Yeah,
I mean, it's Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
That one as well.
I can't get enough of that movie.
Red Dawn is also another one.
I love Red Dawn. It's so awesome.
Although
Chris stops at 45 minutes and he's
exactly.
like, everything is nice and tidied up.
Exactly.
No rebellion. We're good.
It's the same thing with...
He watches his own cut of Red Dawn, where
the
last 15 minutes are still pictures of the main characters and brief text descriptions of how they heroically died.
Exactly.
Like, Patrick Swayze died.
One of those other movies like that is The Miracle on Ice. I watch up until the Soviets and the United
are
States
winning in the
play.
first period, and then again it cuts out, and then there's just
never,
a picture of the Soviet team celebrating. It's like the Soviet team went on to win the gold medal.
It's never happened. The United States,
the USSR continues to this day.
Here's where you're both wrong. I watched the North Korean cut, and Kim Jong-il won it all on his own.
Yeah, well,
he scored 17 goals with no stick.
He is our...
that is one thing that has never happened in my mind. The Soviets have never lost in the United States. In the United States, that's funny. I'll tell you a funny story about that. When one of my coworkers first joined the staff and came from another store to be part of mine. We were joking around, and I was just kind of giving him a hard time or whatever, and we were talking about history and facts and everything like that. And I was like, nah, man, that never happened. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, that was factual. The Olympics happened. I was like, nah, man, nope, never happened. I was like, when they get to that game, it's over. It's just the film reel stops and it just keeps spinning.
A meteor hit Lake Placid.
Exactly. You just hear that the flapping of the
just image redacted.
Just the film strip.
Exactly.
They just take footage of Michael Brucioni scoring the final goal, but they just like color over the frame. And
no, what happens is that is about to happen, and then all of a sudden it's like Steamboat Mickey, and they just over and over.
Steamboat Boris.
That's all I think about.
Speaking of Boris, we are in early June. We're gonna go to West Virginia Championship Wrestling, and we're gonna go check out the guys at Arson Brothers and hang out with them. Nice. I cannot wait. We're gonna do a little bit of a food exchange. They're the West Virginia guys. Size is making breakfast. He's got like this big outdoor grill. He's not gonna wear a shirt. If there are less than 3 nipple hairs in my eggs, I'm mad. But no, he's doing breakfast. The night before, we're gonna do dinner, and I'm gonna make those giant sous vide steaks and all the. So I'm bringing like the Northeast down there. It's a good time. Let's see. We'll see what we can get out of Farouk. He gets lobsters and all kinds of stuff. Nice. May have to bring some lobsters down there.
Too bad we couldn't have gone like towards the end, or I guess the end of spring, beginning of fall, because Texas and West Virginia play each other.
Hey, we could always go back. It's not that far away.
That'd be an awesome. I think they play in Morgantown this upcoming season.
They are all West Virginia fans too.
Of course they are. What else do they have?
They
even made a line of football cards, wearing their West Virginia stuff and having their names like doing the poses and stuff.
I will rock my UT gear down there.
You will be stabbed in your UT gear.
I've actually heard that Morgantown it's a friendly, good environment. Good. Yeah.
So it's not Philly.
Gonna be a really fun time. We're gonna be. I've been looking at like hotels as to where we're gonna stay and how we're gonna do all this, but they have a show called Miracle on the Mountain. It's their WrestleMania of the year. We're gonna hopefully get involved in here, trying to talk about that and see what we can do. It's an indie promotion. They do lots of great matches. They also do the death matchy stuff, which I personally am not a fan of, but it has its place in wrestling for some reason. People love it.
I don't get it.
No. Give me AJ Styles versus anyone any day of the week in a clean match, and we're good.
AJ Styles versus a boot, and there's no blood.
Yep. I've said it a million times. Yeah. AJ will put the boot over. The boot will go to WrestleMania and win the title, and you go, Well, the boot did beat AJ Styles.
Exactly.
I mean, I get it. Lobster and Fluke, it's on Tell Me the Day so I could put the order in.
Nice.
Cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, we're heading down to West Virginia, though. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And I did find out that where we're going to be in West Virginia is only 3 hours away from Josh.
Oh.
Because it's at the weird part where, like, West Virginia dips into, I think, a piece of Tennessee, but then on that other thin part of Tennessee is North Carolina.
Yep.
So we're really actually fairly close to Charlotte, so we may have to go down and check them out because
I'll have to find the most pro-America stuff I have to wear.
Dude,
down there.
I feel like we should go Merc it out, just like Zubaz, red, white, and blue Zubaz,
bandanas.
Oh,
Definitely.
or do we just go as the New England liberals they believe us to be?
Wearing
just Sperry's and polo shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Take that route like the preppy.
Yeah.
Although like none of us are like that at
No.
all. And what's actually funny is all these dudes straight up Democrats.
No.
I love size
Yeah.
because this dude will say like you'd think West Virginia that they're gonna be like, oh hell yeah, make America great. He's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. This isn't right. Like he really is like tells it straight. They're a bunch of really good dudes. So that's the other part. Like I know what we're walking into.
Sounds good.
These are some cool dudes. So trade for swag for our lobsters. What are we gonna give? That yokai watch.
No, this is for the 1,000th subscriber. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big
Yokai
giveaway.
watch.
This dump truck.
Before
I don't
Fostered
know if
by
you give,
Braun
exactly.
Strowman.
If you give a truck away,
That's
you
actually-
might be inviting Braun Strowman onto you. Like, so I don't know.
I would probably wear gloves touching that as that is actually one of Braun Strowman's sperm.
Ooh.
A single sperm.
I
There's millions
I would.
per ejaculation.
Yeah, dude, that must hurt. That must hurt him to.
Nothing hurts
That's
Braun
true.
Strowman.
It's true.
Don't ever say that about Braun Strowman. Cover your ears.
all four of them.
Just cover. Just,
Sorry, I apologize, Braun.
he doesn't mean it.
It's true.
Dude, my daughter puts Braun Strowman over when he comes out and does like she like It's really great. She's becoming such a little mark.
Does she like when Finn does the demon
Yes.
thing? Okay, yeah,
Yep.
so she's into that too.
Well, she cracks up when I do the banana version of his song, which is banana banana, and she just loses it. So yeah, she likes Finn. Really, really does enjoy Bailey though. She's Bailey's number one. So guys, we are actually gonna get going here.
Yeah, we got a takeover to watch.
We have takeover to watch. So actually, if you want to join us in just a few minutes, we're going to be doing some takeover reviews, like we did before this. We did 2 matches, and we're going to do 2 more. So, guys, thank you for hanging out in the arcade. We have been 5Alive. I'm Bobby T.
I'm Martin.
And I'm Kriza.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm sorry.
We both
I'm trying to get Braun Strowman to hold on to his baby dump truck, but it's just not working. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let us know how you think, feel, and hate at 5Alive VP on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And definitely subscribe to our new wrestling-only channel, 5Alive VP Space Wrestling, where all of our wrestling content will go come February the 1st.
Yep, February 1st, everything moves. So, guys, remember you bought it because you liked it. That's all that matters.